Story 1. I lost my trust in my girlfriend. Hi everyone. I would like to thank and welcome everyone who came to read my story, and I appreciate every comment, shared experience or advice. I met my girlfriend online and we started a long-distance relationship. We promised each other commitment at a very early stage, and also we both felt that we met that special person. We were talking every day, growing closer, and after 6 months of talking we met in person and went for a trip. We had a great time. However, I had a suspicion. And as much as I am ashamed to admit it, but I looked into her phone, since I wanted to make sure if she never lied to me, because I really meant things serious with her. This is when I saw some very strange things. Before we met online, both of us chatted with other people obviously. While I cut the connection from everyone when we met online and made clear to all the girls that I am in relationship and having someone, she did not do that. Till we met in person, she kept in secret our relationship. When other guys who she met before me texted her, she did not say that she has found me and that we will meet. As a matter of fact, she told them that she felt bad that these guys disappeared on them. As a matter of fact, she even agreed to meet one of her local ex-crush, who she met before me. I saw a message 2 months after we met, where they agreed on a coffee date to meet. And even after this time, if any of his guy friends asked her, she did not say that she has found a boyfriend. She blamed them for disappearing, and when one guy asked if he still has a chance, she replied yes. I was really disappointed to see her messages, as I had her in really high regards. She told me that she had a romantic interest before me. Nothing happened between them, it was only interest and few meetings. And I would not have obviously problem with that, as it was before me. But I saw the messages, that they were still in contact 2.5 months of us meeting each other, and she never mentioned me that. She told me that they were seeing each other a year before we met, but in the messages they were talking 2 months after our meeting and they were talking about planning a meeting. I read all the message, both of them initiated the conversation, both of them initiated the meeting, not just once, and both of them agreed to meet. Now, why would someone want to meet an ex-crush? And another things I noticed. For some reason these two do not follow each other on social media anymore. So at one time they are arranging a meeting and few months later they both delete each other as contact? She was so much in love with me even when we were talking only. I did not expect her to brag about me to others obviously, but I thought that she would give a, "Hey, I am fine, and I have found somebody who I really like," instead of, "Hey, you disappeared on me, but okay, we might meet someday." And the other guy who texted her 3 months after we got to know each other, asked if she has found someone, and if still has a chance, and she jokingly responded that, "You disappeared on me, but yes you have." When I asked about this, she said that this guy is just a local friend and was only messing around, talking jokingly with him. I felt bad of invading her privacy, but I wanted answers from her. I asked why she denied our relationship, and she said that she did not want to make people jealous and her family advised her to not to talk about me. After we met, of course, she started putting up pictures of us, and finally claiming me her boyfriend, but I was still confused of why she did not want to do that before. I also asked her that why she wanted to meet others since we know each other. She said that those messages were old, but they were not, since the date on the message was clear, they were after we already met. And also said that the guys are only friends. Now, I don't believe in women and men friendship, and even if it was, she still did not tell me anything about it. Because when we were texting she did not mention anything about others, and she said that she only wants me and is in love with me. I would understand if she was, for example, afraid of us never meeting, or me disappearing on her as many guys did before to her, so maybe this is why she wanted to keep guys around. I would even forgive, since it was in the earlier stages of our commitment. But still, I feel that I was lied to, and all those ideal months when we were only online couple are spoiled for me, because I feel she was not honest. I cannot trust her now. Even thought she apparently had nothing romantic or sexual relationship with anyone, but still, those messages, the proposal of meeting and keeping our bond in secret makes me sad and suspicious. I really don't want to be paranoid, and also I want to trust her. But when I try to discuss this with her, she gets angry, tries to accuse me as well of distrust and me hiding something too. She told me that she only loves me, that she never had any feeling for anyone since we talk and that it is not nice of me not trusting her and accusing her. I just wanted an explanation and now our relationship which started so perfect is in a wreck. I want to believe her, but the text messages show something different. Even if they are no huge lies, as she had no intimacy with anyone, but still I feel that she was not honest. I feel like she was not sure about me or our relationship. How am I supposed to trust again after this? She returned home, and we will see each other again only in 6 months. She admitted that her only mistake was not opening up our relationship, and she asked forgiveness about it. And since we met in person, which was few weeks ago, she has been posting me everywhere on social media. She also claims that she never intended to cheat behind my back and she had no interest in anyone. But still, the messages are there and they are more than confusing. I don't know what should I do. Thank you for reading and the advices. Story 2. A 5-year previous relationship. I need to vent. I don't know why I feel this way. I met this woman on social media and we hit it off, started talking and then dating, still a bit recent. We live in different countries. When we were talking, before we actually started dating, for some reason I always felt uncomfortable asking about her past dating, sex life, and she wouldn't touch the subject voluntarily either. Since I had been to her profile before, I saw some old photos she had posted, 2 to 3 years ago, where she was really close with this guy, never kissing though, so I assumed he had been her BF at some point. Fast forward a bit. We started a playlist together, and she made me another one too, that I cherished and loved thinking it was something unique and just ours. And then I found out on her Spotify that she had also shared playlists with him before and most of the songs she was sharing with me she had done it with him. I was crushed that day because I thought it was just something ours, you know? I know it was stupid of me to feel this way. And since she never touched the subject or that relationship, I was frustrated because I was waiting for her to open up on her time without me having to ask questions or pressuring her. So after some stalking on her ACCS, I started making a timeline and figured out that they must have dated for 2 years or something. How wrong I was. 2 days after she finally ended up opening up alone, she was the one who touched the subject of her ex, and told me they had dated for 5 years. That they had been best friends since high school and started dating when they went to college, despite going to different ones. She vented about how he was the one breaking up because he told her he didn't feel anything anymore. The way she talked, it was very clear to me she loved him very much and that it was serious. She didn't want him to break up and was extremely crushed, destroyed to the point of taking 2 years just to get over seeing him because everything around her reminded her of him. I was trying to be supportive and just listening and being there for her, but on the inside I was crushed and only felt like crying. I couldn't stand the fact she had been with someone for so long, almost a 7 or 8 year relationship with this guy. That was serious. Especially when I thought about how inexperienced I am. She's my first on everything and I'm not for her. I have never had a relationship, especially not one so long and serious, which makes me feel like I'm at a disadvantage when compared to her, and I know it's not a competition, but I feel like if I had one and wasn't so inexperienced, I probably would cope with the jealousy better. It's an insecurity of mine, my inexperience. And I know it's stupid because she doesn't care about it, but I do. Continuing to what she was telling me, I realized she loved this guy so much to the point of telling him they couldn't even be friends anymore, which I'm glad she did. BC I wouldn't stand it if he was still actively in her life, even though they have a really big circle of friends in common. She said they used to spend the weekends together and from some photos she posted, they used to travel a lot together too, and most of these things she didn't even tell me, at least not yet. I feel like she tried to downplay a lot what she felt for him or what they had together to not make me feel bad when the reality is that she probably thought she'd marry this guy and build a family with him. She tried to downplay it, yes, but the way she sounded when she was telling me all that was like nothing would ever compare to what they had. From her account that day she made it clear in her tone and in how she said things sometimes that if it depended on her they'd still be together today. I feel like she didn't really get over it no matter how much she tried to pretend she did and that she was okay now. She also didn't even take the photos with him down her social or deleted their playlists, which she didn't need to do for me. I'm just pointing it out why I think she really hasn't gotten over the whole situation like she said she did. And I know she still holds on to several other photos and memories of them together as a couple. It normally wouldn't bother me if I was 100% sure she was over it or if she didn't mention him with such fondness. I could see it's something that still hurts her very deep and I just can't think about someone else touching her or spending time with her, doing little things and having that intimacy. I knew she probably wasn't a virgin, but having the confirmation that she had a 5-year relationship. I can't stop thinking about all the intimacy they shared, the sex, everything. I try to resist any urge to ask about details of their relationship or their sex life because it's in the past. That's what I try to tell myself. That she isn't with him anymore, that she chose me, she likes me and wants to be with me now. I just can't stand the thought she once loved someone else to that point. It's really hard for me. And I guess what triggered me today to feel it that badly was the fact we were talking on the phone and I made a stupid question like, have you ever slept naked before? And her answer was, wait, on my own? Then no, meaning she had at some point, of course with him. I just wanted to cry and throw up after that. Especially because we also do sext a lot, and I can't keep thinking what else she's done with him that she's doing with me. Did she moan for him like that too? Did she used to tell him these things she tells me and that I thought were special? So yeah, whenever those thoughts come in, I go into a total misery spiral internally. You know when your stomach just drops, throat closes and tears come to your eyes? I do consider myself a rational person and it infuriates me when I start feeling jealousy like that for her past experiences when she didn't even knew I existed, but I just can't help it. I know it's wrong and stupid. I also want to know everything about her, and her past, and him. Unfortunately, are part of her life and part of who she is right now. So that's why I feel like not knowing anything of what happened is worse for me, because I do want to know. I don't want to ask invasive questions despite wanting to know about her past, but I still feel like I wouldn't be okay always wondering about things, and she doesn't give many details. It sucks to think that she's keeping the private details of things she's done with him between them because she still cherishes them and think they belong only to them. And rationally, I know they do. But for us to work too, I don't think we can have true intimacy if I don't know these things by sweeping them under the rug. I want to know and understand her completely. I want that level of intimacy for us. And it's not that I blame her for having had a serious relationship or for having had sex with another guy for so long. I just feel crushed that she shared so much of herself, her life and intimacy with someone like that. And on a real relationship, when we're just long distance at least for now. Imagining her being intimate with someone else, it's crushing. I think it's more about the level of intimacy for me. I can't get these thoughts to stop and they suffocate me sometimes. I don't want to destroy my relationship with her and I don't know what to do to help me not have these thoughts, feelings. I'm doing my best to not let them affect me so much, to deal with them on my own. I feel like I'm judging her for a past she has no fault about, and I don't want to be someone like that. Thanks to anyone who got this far.